You ain't no. Say less. Yeah. Say less. Hey girl, what it do? If you got friends, cool, bring a few through. No fun if the homies. Man, R.I.P. Nate Dogg, this too true. And you know what I'm down for. Round 2, round 3, and a round 4. Move switch when she knocked at the front door. Next up was the uproar. Yeah, was like a week ago, but we both know how weekends go. Tryna tuck off, got some places we could go. Swear she got the like wow, she's blessed on blessed. I don't GA. You tryna yes on yes on yes on yes. Say less. Say less. You ain't no. Say less.
Sheesh. What you saying? I don't understand. I'm out my mind. I popped. Sheesh. I swear this lock shot got me stuttering. Girl, you not fall in love again. Sheesh. Get it. My favorite rush. You talkative, ain't gotta say too much. Be quiet. Who got some grapes? I'm trying to. I'm all roll for these. Get it. Not complicated. No conversation. Get it. Not complicated. No conversation. Please say less. Please say less. Please say less.
I'm blessed, I don't GA. You tryna yes on yes on yes on yes. Say less. Say less. You ain't got you ain't no. Say less. Say less.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. This week's matchup features two teams who both walked away with a notch in the loss column last week. It's the Cowboys going up against the Vikings.
All right, Larry, it's one of the new jewels of the NFL, no doubt, as you get a look inside U.S. Bank Stadium here in Minneapolis. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Dallas Cowboys and the Minnesota Vikings. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott, and he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
Second down, Elliott. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Rodriguez. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Looking to throw. Martinez. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Leonard Williams in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Martinez looking to throw on second down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Rodriguez. And he lost the football. And this belongs to the Vikings. After all of the turnover woes that they had last week, another turnover on the first drive of the game.
And when you dive into the analytics of football, it's real simple. If you're down in turnover margins, you're not going to win very many football games. The best teams always rank in the upper part of the league in terms of turnover margin.
And last week's number for them was 5 turnovers. And as you saw, another one there. They'll come out throwing here on first down. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. So the offense has it 1st and 10.
Here we go now.
They'll run. It's Barner. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. And the offense moving in the wrong direction here now as they face a 2nd and 12. They run again with Barner. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9. And it'll be back to a 3rd and 3.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. Now Ryan Suckup will come on and try the field goal. This from 54 yards away. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive for them here on their home turf results in a field goal.
Now that's the way you want to get things started. Your stadium, your crowd, you've got the ball, put points on the board first, and let everyone start to celebrate.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Carl Joseph. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Only a yard on the gain there, and that'll set up 3rd and 13. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a quarterback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked it.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Back to throw. Martinez looking deep downfield. And this is caught at the 20. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big play here for Dallas. 65 yards. Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. Red zone opportunity. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
To throw is Martinez. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Here's Myers now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them.
Set! Green, 39! Leopard!
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete.
Well, they're slinging it. And then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown, out of his reach, and incomplete. So a ways to go here on 3rd and 10.
Now let's go! 319! 319! Detroit!
They'll look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. I don't know. He had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
Well, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
The mental focus. Yeah,
that's true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true. He gets us away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. And now here come the Cowboys. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Green 39! Green 39!
Well, a design run for their wideout. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
All right, here we go. Green 39! Green 39!
Elliott running right. And a big hit there as he runs into a brick wall right at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
Hurry up, Detroit! 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 Back there in that belly! Leopard! Leopard!
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. He's going to flip. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Cowboys. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They give them 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain.
Now it's the backup, Newton. Looking left sideline, incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And now off to the races down the right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Cowboy defense has a touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football, football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
On first down, Newton. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. So now 2 pick sixes that he's thrown in this first half of play. Where do you go from here?
Well, number one, make sure you keep your poise. Make sure you go to the sideline after throwing this second one, and you look like you're still in charge, that you're still the guy, because your team's going to feed off of you. And if you're having your hands on your head or shaking your head and walking with your head down, guess what? They're not going to rally at all.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Second down, and the offense in search of 6 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
Third and 2, Newton. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
Now, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? But everything is working for them. Every move they make works. It clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. Now Martinez to throw on second down. Escaping the pressure right. Space to maneuver at the 40. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. Martinez now operating from the gun. Caught left side, Williams. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one goes for 24 yards. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up.
And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. And it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing in there. He got it done.
And when you're able to complete one like that, your confidence has to just go sky high. You just mentioned it. Tight window, zings it in there despite excellent coverage. Result, touchdown.
Here's Myers now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard. And now out comes Minnesota. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before and realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well.
else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. Just a yard on the gain there, and that leaves him with 14 yards still to go on 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. And they'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Cowboys out on top as we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report. So both teams have their marching orders and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the 3rd. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Newton now to throw. And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 38. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. And a great spot to start this drive from here.
Here we go now. Boom, there.
Here's Martinez on 1st down. And incomplete on the deep ball. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. but they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Complete out right to Jake Butt. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. And the next snap coming inside the red zone here. On 1st and 10, Martinez. His throw incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
10 yards still left on 2nd down. Martinez throwing again. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Linval Joseph busting through to get him for a loss of 6. Throwing on 3rd and long. Martinez. Wide open receiver complete. First down and goal. The offense knocking on the door. Now Elliott. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Cowboys continue to pour it on. Sometimes a group that gets overlooked, certainly, the offensive line. Right there, they really helped with that score.
Didn't they tell us in our meeting that when we score touchdowns running the ball, that means the offensive line actually scored first by moving people back beyond the end zone? We saw evidence of that on that play.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. Newton now to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. On 1st down, it's Newton. Flush to his right. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. 23 yards on the play.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's brought down. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Just beating the play clock is Newton. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. In the red zone this time. Now a handoff as they run left side. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Newton. Flushed out right, and that is incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
The Vikings on third down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. A handoff as they run the counter play. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
And the 13-year man puts it through, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, I guess we're at the stage here where they wouldn't say no to any points, but I don't think field goals are what they're looking for here in the second half.
I don't either, Brandon. When you're down as much as they are, that's a sign of a head coach waving the white flag to me.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent is really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. Eluding the pressure right. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this 3rd quarter of play. 2nd down now after the incompletion. To throw is Martinez. Going to throw again. Throw left side complete. That's Rodriguez. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Fresh set of downs here.
Here we go now. Green, Leopard.
Looking to throw. Martinez. Going up top. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result. Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give them a new set of downs. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Now they try the right side here. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. So the offense has it first and 10. He finds some open field here. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 12 more yards there and another first down.
So after a run like that, I will guarantee that the head coach is saying to himself, maybe even over his headsets to the rest of the staff, where was that all game long? We needed that. That's the type of run we planned for going into the game. Didn't get much of that, but let's move it forward. Let's build on it, get ready for the next week, and let's go play.
And the offense lining up first and 10. And now here's a carry heading left. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the fourth quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, it took a little more time off the clock, making him do it that way, didn't they?
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. They'll try the air now with Newton. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. The Vikings on third down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Desperation time. Newton, 4th down. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It'll be a gain of 15 on the play. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
To throw on 2nd down is Newton. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. And fortunately, he's able to reel it back in, but it's going to go down as a big loss here on the play.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. Here's Newton. Now a desperation throw deep down, and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 12. And that will write a finish to this ball game. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on all.
People trying to say I'm on the enemy. Got a code with my dogs, can't get in between. I can give them life, no more energy. Amen, amen. Spent about 60 on the time, I can't even lie. No way in, no way out, do or die. So on roll, when I roll, must be. Amen, amen. I can't rob Benz, I don't do peace. I beast, I gotta eat. Saber tooth, tiger, diamond tooth teeth. Rockin' right now, won't you come pick?